Revolution means communicating and making the people, the popular masses, understand what we are doing and where we are headed. And as long as we do not communicate, we cannot understand each other. So it is necessary whenever the opportunity arises to be able to communicate. You see that the enemies of the nation certainly never run out of ink or words to speak out, I would say, against Burkina or against the AES. And it goes without saying that we too must be able to communicate in our own way so that the rest of the world understands that what they say about Burkina is not necessarily true.
Ibrahim Traoré in a very interesting speech. Let's watch.
First of all, before saying anything else, I would like to pay tribute to all our fighting forces who are on the ground, whether they are the National Armed Forces, the Internal Security Forces, the VDP, or anyone who works to provide these forces with intelligence and enable them to make progress in the field. We pay tribute to them, and it is thanks to them that today we are able to gather in certain forests to plant medicinal trees, as we did this morning. And it is thanks to them that we can also come together here to connect and discuss the issue of developing our homeland. Revolution means communicating and making the people, the popular masses, understand what we are doing and where we are headed. And as long as we do not communicate, we cannot understand each other. So it is necessary whenever the opportunity arises to be able to communicate. You see that the enemies of the nation certainly never run out of ink or words to speak out, I would say, against Burkina or against the AES. And it goes without saying that we too must be able to communicate in our own way so that the rest of the world understands that what they say about Burkina is not necessarily true. And I think we recently launched a project in Ogo. Certainly, it's for the Army Task Force, which should open in May. But during its implementation, we deemed it necessary to expand it to produce fabric that could be used for other civilian clothing, notably T-shirts, jeans, and everything that goes with them, as well as to produce clothes. As a result, the unit has not yet opened. We have given them additional time because the factory has become much larger than it was originally supposed to be. Now, the equipment is there. They are in the middle of construction. And during my last visit, I went to see it. And this won't be the only factory. We need to be able to set them up everywhere in order to process our cotton. We must no longer sell our cotton, for example, in its raw form. We need to process it locally, either into thread or into other products like medical cotton and so on. Even today, if you go to our pharmacies, absorbent cotton, or what doctors call gauze and other such items, you pay for it, but it's just cotton. We buy your kilo of cotton for 200 and something. It's processed. And then you end up paying 1,000 francs for just a few grams. But it's vocational training that can enable us to create or maintain the machines we need to process it ourselves. That's why we're putting so much emphasis on this. And in fact, for all our production, agricultural production included, we need to train our mothers and sisters in processing. Because today they're trying to do it on a small scale, but we need to be able to do it on a large scale. Otherwise, everything we export in raw form, we end up having to buy back as finished products. All we're really exporting is our jobs. We're focusing on this because it's a real challenge. We have to succeed at this. Today I just gave some concrete examples. For instance, I said, let me take Madam Governor as an example. When you come home in the evening, you probably have a place or something where you hang your clothes, right? I bet most of you have that in your homes. But where are you going to pay? It's rare to find people who have wooden coat racks made by our local carpenters. People have stands with little arms, doors. What do you call that? You take off your clothes and hang them up. You buy that, and the business owners will ask us, where does he go to buy that? To Dubai, to China, that's where you go to buy it. But it's just metal with a few little branches, and we're not able to make that here. Do you understand a little? The other day, I was telling the minister about the school desk. Do you see what they're like? We take a truck to transport school desks from Ouagadougou, from Manga, even to a village. Maybe we put 40 desks in it, and it's full. But can't we think about creating a school desk that can fold and unfold? That way, the truck can carry more. It's even easier for the students there on site and everything. They found the solution. They're going to make it widely available. There are many things that we are capable of doing. But I tell myself, all of this is the effect of colonization. Somehow, our minds have been blocked and we've been told that we should consume. But no, we need to create. And you need to believe in yourselves. If we don't believe in ourselves, we can't succeed. And that's the purpose of our ongoing communication. Young people need to believe in themselves, and each and every one of us needs to believe in ourselves. And it is possible. Today, we are picking out some talents here and there, inventors and so on. We are waiting to set up, as I mentioned last time, a center that will serve as an incubator so that, yes, you do vocational training, but we will also provide hands-on practice. And we need to create many things ourselves right here. There's no reason we should go outside and pay for everything. We buy everything from abroad. That's jobs we're giving away to other countries. Do you agree with me? Go home and take a look. You'll see there are lots of utensils, lots of items in your house. You might wonder why we can't make them here ourselves. Why do we have to pay for them abroad? It's the same thing with the military, where I say, well, I'm not ordering any more armored vehicles. That's over. We manufacture them ourselves. Either we succeed, and that's what's happening right now. It's over. What we ordered and has arrived, that's it. What's on the way, that's it. But it's finished, we're not ordering anymore. We're going to manufacture locally. We shouldn't be afraid to fail. We might try and it won't work. We'll make adjustments, we'll try again, but we will succeed. That's what it's about too. So we need to have confidence in ourselves. All the industrial units we pay for abroad, you are capable of making them. You often go out to buy industrial units and you realize it's just a conveyor belt with an electric motor that moves something, lifts small blocks. We can do it. We have welders who are capable of doing it. But we often don't have confidence in ourselves, or we're just consumers. We go and pay for everything abroad. No. So we are now focusing on vocational training, organizing it. You can see that there are many centers that were inactive, which we are now reviving. There's the center in Abobo that was completely closed for more than 5-10 years. I don't even remember. We are in the process of renovating everything. We're going to set up laboratories and practical classrooms so that people can manufacture things. Otherwise, for the smallest thing, even you all ride motorcycles here. Even simple nuts and bolts, we pay for everything from outside. So that brings me to the business operators. They wanted us to have an industrial zone in Manga. That's a very good idea. We're even going to talk to the ministry to create industrial zones in all the regions. Because industry shouldn't just be concentrated in water. No. We're going to set up industries all over the place. Because right now, nothing has been done yet. There will be so many industries. We need to manufacture and create things here. So I encourage you to come together as well to create production units. I said there are a lot of people who go to order cordons, lotuses, and whatever else from China. They say, aren't you ashamed to go buy that over there? Buy the machines and come manufacture them here. They're already doing it, they're almost done. So those who go to buy nuts, bolts, motorcycle parts, what do you call them? Spare parts. Buy the machines and come manufacture them here. No. There are technicians who are currently being trained in certain technical high schools to operate these kinds of machines. So we should be able to create many things locally. We can't keep going abroad to buy them. Even the Minister of Agriculture is not here. I said it last year. We awarded the contract for a certain number of items, agricultural equipment, which we delivered. But I said, in 2026, when we deliver almost all of it must be manufactured in Burkina. And that's what we're working on. So he's working with the Minister of Technical Education so that young talents can come out of the schools and start manufacturing. So training centers will continue to be established. And we keep training our youth, our mothers, our sisters in processing and in industrial units so that our country can become industrialized and we can process everything locally. And when I say industrialize, I didn't say robotize because I'm also against excessive robotization. In an industrial unit where maybe 1,000 people should be working, we end up relying entirely on artificial intelligence and everything is mechanized. In the end, it's just 2 people operating the machines that do everything else. I'm against that as well. So we're going to make sure that we find a balance where young people are employed and wealth is well distributed everywhere.
Very strong. Very strong. I have nothing else to say. You say something. You say something. Thank you.